Alright, coming back to the King Tvrtko, King Arthur thing going on. Well, there was Bosnians were very skilled with you know, as a craftsman, and one of their swords that was very famous in Europe, and British took the, you know, design of it, called Claymore, something like that. They call it Claymore. It was like you would have this, and it had like a side like this. All right. So when the knight dies, when you put sort of looks like a lily. There was a little innuendo about that. Regarding that castle, that forest castle, that was like our Camelot, and just imagine that thing existing in your country. That kind of castle in the shape of horse, and so inspiring. Like, you just want to go home and finish that novel. It's easier to fall in love. It's something you don't have to tell tales about, because it's just there. And it told us all what it takes to be a Bosnian. It's the courage to be beautiful, no matter what. And that's how we did most of our history that we did. This is why it's being destroyed. At any rate, saving damsel in distress, that's what really happened in Venice, when one of the Tvrtko's relatives was strangled by King Sigismund, the very person who committed Dobor massacre, Sixth Crusade. Another relative of the Queen Elizabeth of Hungary, she was Bosnian too, flat out accused King Sigismund of Hungary of killing her. Alright, so he pretended he didn't kill Queen Elizabeth. He put his people to investigate to it and whatever, but she was put in the castle in Venice as a prisoner. So he saves her from the castle. The whole of Europe is buzzing about it, and for decades, people would come, you know, gentry and rich people from it, they would come and just to check out the castle where she was saved from. And it was quite a romantic thing. And eventually, because of that, people would come to Venice just to get inspired about damsel in distress, and Venice eventually became the city of love, and King Tvrtko did have something to do with it. At any rate, now we have a damsel in distress, we know Excalibur, we know Camelot, we know. Alright. Galahad was Vukcic Kosacha, one of his greatest knights. I don't know if he had hush for Tvrtko's wife. I don't know if any of that was, it might have been added, you know, just a little twist. And when Tvrtko died, just like King Arthur, we didn't know where the body is. It was found in 2004 or 5 or something like that. So all of it fits, it was based on it. So why did British go so adamantly about it? British creative minds. William Shakespeare did it under the order of Queen Elizabeth. His real name is Sir Edward de Vere, and he was a true patriot. He stopped at Gunpowder Plot. V for Vendetta was movie was based on a story from Gunpowder Plot. Actually, Vatican tried to kill Queen Elizabeth. All right, so that's what's going on. So she put him to it because everybody thought in Europe, there goes the kingdom of Bosnia. We will never hear of it again in its grace, in its European contribution, and then in its culture. It will never exist that way again. That's why they felt comfortable to take it. All right, but now we know how all of that come about. There are a few expressions in Romeo and Juliet, like two towns both alike in dignity, Bozhin and Chavoglave, like both gypsies or whatever. Son of shame wouldn't show its face. Son, meaning Muslims prayed to sun, they never arrived. Alright, even though there's like a whole bunch of people, Bosnians, and fighting for it, for the nobles. All the stuff. I mean, it was, for example, Bosnians of old would call all the new coming Romani beautiful, or the most beautiful, as to encourage equality within them. You know, so whoever came in, they were called that way, And anytime you run into history books like Most Beautiful or Beautiful Ones, that's what they're referring to. I mean, then we had more freedom than we have now. Society didn't scorn you or a woman who's with you because you like each other. Job was not a problem. Economy, if you can, hack it, you go for it. If you want to be a soldier, go ahead and be a soldier. If you want to be a writer, go ahead and be a writer. Now I have written somewhere down here. Right now they don't let us be soldiers or cops or anything. But I wanted to picture to you the damage Ottoman Empire has done. When you were like in 1463, they came, they read that stupid Ahnama thing, which is being held internationally as human rights. I'll talk about it later, it's just a lot of that. But I want to picture to you the damage of Ottoman Empire having done upon the country and destruction of culture. It's not only killing and enslaving of so many Bogomils, it's not only burning the libraries, it's not only destroying all those castle and Moiste University in Visoko. I'll talk about it, it's a special place. But when they say they took Bogomils were invested, like Bogomils were like part of every social aspect of the country. They were not just praying and being so weird, exotic and ungettable, no. Since Moiste University taught 4 subjects that we know of, but there have to be more. Cosmology, like astronomy, like why do we be, philosophy through science, how did we come to be, cosmogony or cosmology, medical, ethics, and religion. There had to be a language department because people from like Spain or Italy or France would come and we would go to theirs or whatever, exchange of knowledge. There had to be, but because of that, because of all that exchange of knowledge, this is what Bogomils did. Librarians, teachers, musicians, astronomers, doctors, directors of plays, actors, playwriters, philosophers, religious figures, religious leaders, political advisors, marriage counselors, soldiers, ambassadors of goodwill to Bosnia, from Bosnia to other nations on religious whatever, because it was a socio-political religion meant to keep society together, strong, educated, so forth. Soldiers of humanity, religion was about, as opposed to soldiers of God, as many others call themselves. Administrators of many professions, including raising of orphans of war. They would, raise them, recognize the talent in them, whatever. Architects, masons, farmers, carpenters, poets, mathematicians, painters, economists, treasurers, entertainers, singers. Took care of voting, ballots. Now, a Bogomil community had 12 strojniks and Djed in the middle, like 12 strojniks from around villages or whatever would come to Djed and they would, advise each other and see what situation and so forth. And they would sometimes collect votes on certain issues. That's where Bosnian Vote, that's where it comes from. There were judges. There were spiritual advisors to many European nations and notice. All right. Representatives of European intellectual and cultural pride, as many others were, but we were part of that stream, most definitely. Defenders and representatives of the first unimposed European religion that was commonly accepted by greatest majority of Europe and has never forced itself onto anyone by force, and was so sincere in its religious truth that it reached minds and hearts of all different cultures and nations of Europe, has had. Not a single religion in the world can still say the same about such a success without force. Think about it. They sometimes took care of filth as well. So, yeah, they took the heart of the country's cultural, intellectual, and religious pride. That's what they destroyed. They wanted to change everything. That's why everybody felt comfortable to steal history.